Oh, I'm in the greenhouse after that big windstorm, and it's still a little bit today. Today is Saturday. It's Christmas Eve. Merry Christmas, everyone. I'm just taking a quick boo to see how the wind fared against the greenhouse, and it turns out it's okay. So far, so good. Although I did leave out some of my tools, I wasn't expecting a lot of this snow to blow in here, even on my my welder and generator. All in all, it's still good standing. So we're going to do some hard pruning. This is pair 1. This is going to be our step 1 by topping the tree. And we're going to take it off about here and about there. And that's what we're going to do for the first one. We're going to go around counterclockwise and count the trees as we go. All right, step 1, tree 1. Both topped and limbed. We'll come back and we'll do some pruning in a little bit. And we'll do some cleanup later too, because it is really windy and really cold out here. So I'm just trying to get a little bit done as I can. I got a couple days on Christmas holidays here, so Merry Christmas to everybody. Let's get on to number 2. So we're back to pair 1 here, number 1 tree, which is just basically on the path of the right side. And then we're kind of going counterclockwise. I'm only going to get a couple trees done this week, but just wanted to show you we've done the major cutting. So now with your pruners, we're going to take out some of these right here. So I'm just going to switch hands here. Okay. So what you want to do is get right at that knuckle, right in there, and get that knuckle out. We don't want this one in here, so we're going to get that one out of there. And this one here is too long. So we're going to get that as close as we can. It's hard to hold the camera and cut at the same time. They're not as sharp as they should be. But you do the best you can. Not everything's perfect, you know. But you want to aim for the knuckle, right? Just right in there, right as close as you can to the tree where the kind of creates a knuckle. So that's what we're going to do. But now I'm going to tie up some of these and start training them to go the way I want them to. These are the water sprouts that are shooting straight up, and eventually I'll come back and get these ones that are going straight up right. Alright, so I did get off some of the sprouts here. I can't reach those top ones. Again, I'm gonna have to get a better ladder, but as I go, I invest in better equipment and better tools. So what I did is these are sprouts that were shooting straight up. So what I want to start doing is training them, kind of go where I'm going. Just simple string, you know, on a branch here, on a twig, on a water sprout, if you want to call it that. And I just tied it to wherever I could. That would give it that bend. I did help it by hand by, you know, kind of stretching it a bit, you know. But yeah, at least I'll have them come out this way. They're not going to stay that direction. Once I relieve the tension, they'll smarten up. But we'll leave them there until spring, until the buds start coming back on and it gets a little foliage. And then we'll probably cut them off and see how they work out. But let's get on to the next tree. We got to head down to number 2. So this is pair 2. This is beside the hard prune pear that I did last Christmas, which is one of my other videos. I'll leave it at the end. And what we're going to do is we're going to top it about there and there and there. And then we're going to try and take this tall one, probably most of it out because it's going straight up. All right, tree number 2, right by the first hard prune that I did. Standing under it right now. And I got to tell you, that's 18 feet I took off. I just kind of did a rough estimate there. Yeah, so got all 3 cut down. And again, that's step 1. We'll come back and do some pruning in a bit. All right, so this is the number 2 pair. This is the one down by my creek here, my runoff, which is beside my very first hard pruned pear, which is doing well. So what we did is, again, we tied off some of these sprouts that were going straight up, and we want to train them to kind of come down or out a bit so that the weight will kind of keep them out. We want them to grow a little more horizontally than laterally. So you can see I got some nice branches I want to make up on this side because there's less weight on this side of the tree. So it's good to bring out some of these branches. Now I've also trimmed a bunch of the taller water sprouts. Unfortunately, I can't reach those ones and it's winter and I don't want to die, so I'm not going to do it. But this one here, this will be a suspect. There's only like one branch. There's two on this one pole, one here and one here. So we'll see how that works out in the spring. And if it doesn't work out, well, that's okay. That's more sun for this pear, and I will replace it with something else, like a cherry, because I love cherries. So we're down by my asparagus patch. There's this walnut tree right here, which we're going to remove eventually. The juglone's going to interfere with the fruit tree and probably the asparagus. And then what we're going to do is we're going to top it off just like we did the last two, right about here. And then we're going to come back and do some step 2, which is the pruning and training in some of the branches. All right, tree number 3. Had a couple incidents up here. They were really big and they kind of broke, so I didn't get the undercut the way I wanted to because of the angle I was at. So I'm just gonna have to make do, but don't do this. This is what you don't do. Zoom in there. You can see right there, and actually it's right there as well. So you want to do that undercut before you cut that. But zoom back out. Okay, so we zoom back out here, and I mean, I've taken off all of this, and I'm going to come back and clean this up. I just wanted to get the main work done out of the sky so I can work on the ground. But yeah, you can see the difference in size. It was taller than this walnut, so you can see the difference in height. Pear number 3, and we have a lot coming off of this one. This is like the first pear I did, which is over here by the creek. That's my first one over there that I've ever done. Turned out pretty good. This one is just as big, was just as big as that one. And I did the best I could with what I have so far. And I'll trim a little more next year too. But mainly I got rid of the dead, dying, and disease, your 3 Ds. And I also got rid of some overlapping and some rubbing. I don't want that. So basically we'll just have to see how it goes this year. It did not produce this year, so maybe this spring we'll get some nice fruit coming out of it. So there we go, 3 hard prune trees. If you like these videos, don't forget to hit that thumbs up, and don't forget to subscribe. Tell all your friends, comment below. Okay, we're down at our asparagus patch down here, right beside number 3 pear tree. This is a small guild with an apple tree in it, and we'll be cutting this tree right about here, and pretty much the same on the other side. But we're not going to do it now. It's really tall. I wanted to just take these pictures to show you how tall these trees are, and it's hard to get at. So we'll be coming back to a later date and make a different video for this particular guild.